Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 7 of class, where we're talking about health and wellness in esports. I'm going to keep this video kind of short. It's the week before spring break, and I've linked a couple articles and resources for you that will really help with your assignment and projects. So, when talking about health and wellness in esports, I do have a um, couple articles and stuff here linked for you. These first two are like exercise plans and workouts that are pretty esports focused. I think this will be good for you to look at as you're planning part of your assignment. The other one, the LinkedIn Wellness Plan, this is a great resource to follow to really get a good understanding of what a wellness plan is. So we'll just click into this real quick. What are some best practices for creating and maintaining an esports wellness plan? So this was like a nice collaborative thing for esports professionals and stuff to go in and look. You should be able to just see like some of their comments, but here you see assess their wellness needs, set realistic and measurable goals, choose suitable wellness activities and resources, communicate and promote your wellness plan, monitor and evaluate, and then some other things to consider at the bottom. So you'll see in some examples I've linked how you kind of go through each of the parts and stuff like that. This is a good article with some good insights from some other people here um, that I think really helps get a good understanding of what a wellness plan is. Another thing that I have here for you is actually a wellness plan that I put together as part of a master's course I did a couple years ago. So I actually did this for Manchester Esports and did their wellness plan. So you can see I took a holistic approach, focus on 3 points of wellness: physical activity, mental health, and equipment, balance and longevity, assessments, recommendations, and guidelines for players. Um, so you go through physical activity assessment. You assess their current levels of activity by tracking daily steps or implementing wearable fitness trackers to measure their physical activity. Action: create a goal, partner with the exercise science department, encourage a team to take a break every hour or so to stretch, walk around. Really just want to prevent those long periods of sitting. Also, dedicated gym time for practices. Doesn't have to be in the gym, could be walks, other things like that. You'll see that with your exercise plan and the articles I posted there. Continued wellness. How do we continue it past just like, hey, let's work out, guys? Well, what are some other things we do? Mental health. Again, so assess them. What actions am I going to take? How can I have some continued wellness? Same thing for equipment. When I talk about equipment here, we're looking at things like ergonomics and understanding good posture and different things like that. Always good to look at. Um, Next, moving forward, what types of post assessment or resources do you have for them? So this is a good example. I think I got a good grade on it at least. Of like a solid wellness plan and like what you're gonna do to implement them. I don't expect your assignment for this week to look like this one, but it's a good guide for you as you get into um, creating and crafting your assignments and stuff like that. So this is linked here. I'll add it as another spot in the module. It's just like an example of a wellness plan, but just something else for you guys to look at and review as you go through. Obviously, I'm recording the video now to be posted. This should all be published and stuff for you guys so you can see it now. Um, Here is our weekly assignment. That's what we're going to look at. Complete this assignment as if you're the director of Manchester Esports. So I do have this one as a PDF upload again. Remember to submit that in that PDF format. I think it's just a little bit easier than trying to keep track of all this stuff when it comes to like a discussion post or something. First, create the wellness plan for your players. Give a brief description of each part, 2 to 3 sentences, and then you'll be making an in-depth wellness plan as part of the project. So really do try to use this assignment as a guide. Take the feedback that I give you on this, implement it into your project, and that should help with project grades when it comes to that second part of the next project. Other things that kind of play into this: create a basic, very basic exercise routine for your players. This is going to be implemented into their weekly practice schedule. Includes which workouts on which days. It'll be during the season, not boot camp. So just like in traditional sports where you don't work out or hit the weights as much because you're practicing. You might not be in the gym every single day, but just give me some reasoning as well. I'm gonna actually add that in there now. You guys see me doing this live and give reasoning for the workouts and schedule you choose. So do that for me. Give some reasoning and workouts for the schedule. So it can literally be posted as like a table. Or just like Mondays off, Tuesdays, or like practice. Implement it into your last practice schedule if you really want to. That'll really help as it comes to doing your org project too. That's it for the weekly stuff. Got some other things I want to talk about. If you guys have questions, emails always open. I do try to check that multiple times a day. Hit a mouse button, sorry. Try to check that multiple times a day to give you guys some feedback, answer questions. You can always leave comments back to the comments I leave as you're grading. Please make sure you're reviewing those. I will say I did get all of the grading done for the organizational project 1. You guys can see the grades. They're pretty low across the board. We did have some pretty good assignments, but there are definitely some things that need to be improved on as you guys go into the next stuff. Biggest thing is just make sure you're including everything that's required. I had a lot of people miss points for straight up just not following instructions or not including things when they were stated in the assignment. So just make sure you're really taking a look at what needs to be done, adding those. I included that in the feedback that I gave to you. Sorry if it sounded harsh. It was really just trying to like, hey, this is what you're missing and how you can improve it. With that, I am offering revisions for this first project. So this is posted in the top of the modules. Let me show you guys. So in the top of the modules here, you'll have org project 1 revisions. As you can see, it's out of 0 points. Your original grade will be changed. So basically what happens is you can earn back up to half credit that you missed. So say you got a 50%, so there's 50 points that you missed, you can get 25 of those back, basically. So you can get up to you can bring a grade from a 50 to a 75, which is much better the F to C, really. So make sure you really take into account the feedback that I gave you, include those things, expand where you need to expand, and just make sure everything is where it needs to be. Grades will be adjusted on the original assignment, but please submit it into the revisions portion so that I can see that you did them and gave me the next one. This is due at the same time that org project 2 is due. So at the end of the week we come back from spring break. So that's 3 full weeks that you guys have to work accounting spring break. But you have this week, spring break, and the week after that you could get those revisions in. These can be uploaded at any time. But yeah, next thing is I just want to quick reminder about org project 2. So this is the last week's content that's going to be included in this project. You can see this is the whole part 2 of it, right? Talking about the wellness plan for your team. You can use your week 7 assignment as the outline and really tailor it to your team. But yeah, this is this and last week's assignments are a really good resource for you when it comes to this project. So I'll do my best to give good feedback and in a light that is like representative of this project and stuff too. This one's also due in 3 weeks, so do some planning. Really think about this as you're doing your assignment for this week to give really set yourself up for success when it comes to it. That's all I have for this week. If you have any questions, please let me know. I do have your assignments due this coming Sunday. I understand that spring break's already started by then. I just didn't want to change your due dates and think it would be good to include another grade when it comes to the midterms. So please get that in. It's no different than any class schedule. We don't meet every day. You should have plenty of time this week before spring break starts to get that in for that weekly assignment. If you have any questions, again, please reach out. Have a good week, and then have a good spring break as well.